Fired up to do this interview with my good friend Alex. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but Alex is absolutely crushing it, selling policies, and so we said, hey, let's just get up early and do a quick interview. So I appreciate my friend Alex coming on here to share a little bit of his story to inspire you if you're considering getting licensed or maybe you're already licensed looking to level up. So I'm excited. Alex, I'll let him share his story, but is a relatively new agent that is absolutely killing it, and I will we'll get him to dig into some of the numbers and what he's doing. So, Alex, thank you for coming in early this morning to share.
Oh, honored to be here, Rich. Honored and very humbled to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, hey, if you don't mind, Alex, just to kind of start us off, if you can tell us a little bit about you, where, kind of where you're, maybe a little bit about your family and kind of what you did prior to selling life insurance.
Yeah, man. So just a little bit about me. Born and raised in South Florida. Uh, been an athlete my whole life. Played baseball. Went to high school ball. Went to college. Played ball. After that, found myself kind of in limbo. Didn't know what to do, and ended up going into law enforcement. Did that for 5 years, and loved every second of it. Loved it. Toward the end there, it got a little bit hectic with time management and a bunch of other stuff. And I took a lot of pride in law enforcement. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, um, you know, gained a tremendous amount of discipline. Learned a lot, and it was a good strong sense of service, I guess you can say. When you're out there, that pride that you feel when you're in it. Um, and I loved it. Toward the end there, a bunch of stuff happened, situation arose, and kind of put me in a position where I was stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I had to make a hard decision. Like, do I want to continue or do I want to kind of go separate ways? I ended up making that hard decision and took it upon myself to kind of go my own way and seek for new opportunities in life. And although that chapter in my life is not over yet, I still have opportunities to kind of go that route. I took a step back and I kind of jumped into life insurance. um, the way I got here was my other half's father is in life insurance, so I didn't really know much about it. I just know he did pretty darn well for himself. So I was like, oh, let me take a stab at it, kind of see how it goes for me. I've been licensed since December of 2024, so not a whole lot of time. Um, and yeah, it's kind of
Yeah. So,
just
so
a
first of
quick
all,
run
thank
through.
you, Alex, for your service. Appreciate that. And just for people listening, so we're doing this in May. So you've really only been licensed for 6 months. So I want to make sure everybody kind of understands that we're about to share some results here in a second. But you've only been licensed for 6 months. And
Yep.
I don't think you really started selling life insurance until more January. I know we partnered up with you in January. I don't know if you sold much, maybe a couple policies in December or when you first got licensed.
Oh boy, yeah. So, um, I sold a couple policies in December. I feel like I was doing pretty good. But I was brought into the business through an MLM type of style agency. I couldn't even tell you who it was. Um, boy, was that an experience. But ended up how I got my releases, Rich, I don't know. But I ended up getting those releases and joined up with Summit and started part time. And I was working night shift and just selling where I could to learn the business.
Yeah, so I want to. Man, we're so excited to be partnered with you. So when you started in January, you had left law enforcement, but you still needed income coming in. And so, what I have a
Hmm.
lot of respect for you is you obviously have a family to provide for, and you took a night shift job so you could keep income coming in, so that you could sell during the day. So when you started selling you were working
Hmm.
how many days a week with the night shift?
Oh man, a lot of people won't believe this, but I'm very thankful to have made good friends, and this friend gave me the opportunity to work at this job. I can't be upset about the job, but I was working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day.
7 days a week, 12 hours a day. And so what time would you go in and when would you get off?
I would go to work at 7 p.m. and get off at 7 a.m.
Yeah. Now, what's amazing is you were hungry to also learn the life insurance business, and so you were getting on. We do trainings at 9 a.m. and you were, as far as I remember, you were on every training. So you had just worked a 12-hour shift, and then you were on a 9 a.m. training. So I just, I think this is important to highlight that you're killing it, but your work ethic and your hunger to make this happen is incredible. So you were working 12 hours. I don't know if you took a nap or if you even had time to take a nap in between. Then you're getting on a huddle at 9 a.m. to learn, and then you're actually selling insurance. So I'm not real clear when you actually slept during that season, but you started selling policies over the phone. We do virtual sales. You were selling over the phone. How many months did you do both before you got rid of the 12-hour shift? Do you remember?
Oh man, I want to say about 2.5, just under 3 months, maybe 3 months. I'd
Yeah.
have, but I try to erase that part of
You got right.
yeah,
So 3 months though, that was tough. I mean, I just think it's important for like I don't care who you are, because you were 12 hours. You came back. You're getting on the trainings, and then you're selling. Like you're selling. So how many hours do you remember? Like, were you sleeping at all? Like, how many hours were you sleeping? And you got a young baby at home,
yeah.
an amazing supportive wife. Which honestly, I'll tell you, I've not met her yet. I'm excited to, but she she's a big part of it, because to support you and encourage you to make a change like that, and to she gets a lot of credit. I'll just tell you, because I know she was encouraging you during that process.
She's a rock star, man. She's a rock star. At the end of the day, that support system at home is what made all this thrive. I mean, that's the truth.
Yep.
Um,
So when did you
and no,
sleep though? When did you sleep?
barely slept. I would sleep on a good day, 4 hours, you know,
Yeah.
maybe. But man,
Yeah.
I wanted it to work. I wanted this to work because I
Yeah.
can see people being successful and like, man, I could do that. Let me try to
Yeah.
sell one a week. Then it turned into one a day
Yeah.
and just
Well, and
go
I
from
want to
there.
highlight that too, because I want to get into some numbers here in a second. But you went from, just like everybody, I mean, just that's how we started. You went from, could you sell one a week on that? And
Mhm.
because you had your job, and this is what I want people to understand, your job was paying your bills. It may have not been the pathway to your future, but it was paying your bills. And so what you were able to do is focus on the business and get good and develop a skill set, which you did quickly, and you were hungry for it because what you were doing, the price you were paying. So you were selling one a week. Then you quickly realized you could sell, a couple a week, right? I mean, it kind of fast forward, and eventually you sold a couple in a day. That was a big deal.
Mhm.
Um, and then I think you might have even sold three in a day while you were still working your job. Do you remember? I don't remember the first time you sold three in a day. Did you still have your job, or was it after?
I did. I did still have it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what started happening is you started making more selling insurance part time than you were doing full time, and so then you made. Was that scary for you to give up? That I know you could always go back to it, but I mean, was that a tough decision to make, to give up the night shifts, or
Uh, uh,
not really?
yes and no. Yes, because it's you're getting that paycheck,
Yeah.
But when I started getting close on that same income, I was like, man, if I can give more hours to selling insurance, I know for a fact I can make way more doing.
Yeah.
And I was making good money working nights. I can't complain, but
Sure.
it bought me that time to kind of get my skill set up and
Yeah.
learn what works best for me. I think that also really helped too.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Hmm.
and again, a lot of people don't want to do what you did, but I appreciate it, because you proved to yourself and to your family, to your wife, like you proved that you could do it and you could generate income. Because a lot of people just want to jump straight into it and they've never sold anything. You proved that you could not just sell something, but you could do it on a consistent basis, which validated that, hey, you could walk away from that job. And only in the last, I don't know, last month might have been your first full time month. If that was a
Hmm.
full month. So your
Hmm.
first month that you went full time, how much premium did you sell? I want people to hear this, and this is all over from the comfort of your home. Uh,
Hmm.
what was your premium last month, the month of April?
So the month of April was 43,000 and some change of annual
43.
premium. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
$43,000 in annual premium. So if for people watching, Alex is selling final expense and simplified issues. So simplified issue terms, stuff like that, but mostly final expense, but simplified issue. So creating cash flow quickly. And I mean, that's just incredible. 43,000. Now I know you're chasing the magic 50,000, right?
Almost there. Almost
Almost
there. I think I need about 2 or 3 thousand.
two or
Yep.
3,000 to
And I
hit
get 50.
50,000 this the
Hmm.
second month. So
Yep.
for people watching, he hit 43,000 his first month doing full time. He's going to go over 50,000 this month, so he deserves the cigar for sure. But in his second month, which is awesome. I remember David, my business partner, chasing 50,000, and Alex, you're just breaking records, man. I absolutely love it, and just incredible what you're doing. I don't know what you saw. We could go back and look, but even doing it part time, working 12-hour days, you had some good months. At least the month prior
Hmm.
to that, you probably wrote 20,000 or something. But
Hmm.
what I also respect about you, and a lot of people, what happens is they go full time and they actually don't increase their production because that now all of a sudden they have all this freedom. You doubled down with the same work ethic and said, hey,
Hmm.
if I'm gonna go full time, I'm gonna put the work in to hit some new levels. And so, man, just so you're staying focused. Just so people hear, like, how many apps did you write yesterday?
I wrote 4 apps yesterday, all approved level, good to go.
Yep,
So,
over the phone. And so you're
yep.
you're now having, yeah, I think your best day is five so far, which is awesome. 5 apps in a day. So I'm sure it won't be long. You'll have 6 apps and seven
Hmm.
and so forth. So just I guess here you're only a couple months in, but if you could just maybe describe a little bit of how your life is different. You were just telling me before we officially got on here. You were telling me what you have planned for today. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about what your life looks like, maybe what your day looks like. As we talk about lifestyle, we call ourselves a lifestyle IMO, but what is your lifestyle like now compared to what it was?
So I'll preface everything with this. I was working 12-hour days, 7 days a week with a fairly newborn baby at home. I barely saw her. I mean, a couple hours a day, maybe, you know.
Yep.
Now I'm home every single day. I sleep in bed every single night with my baby. And today it's her birthday, so I'm gonna take her to Build a Bird workshop for a couple hours. We're gonna hang out, have some lunch, and I'll come back home and do some dialing. You know,
Yep.
can't beat it.
Absolutely.
It's priceless. That's priceless. You can't put a price on that, Rich. You
Yeah,
can't. You
absolutely.
know.
Yeah, I think sometimes people think, I mean, I like to think about, I love to travel, and we've got some incentive trips coming up. You'll be on the next one, I know. But it's like being able to work from anywhere and travel, all that stuff's really cool. But what you just described, being able to not have to report to anybody because you're an independent agent. You can take the day off if you want, take half a day.
Hmm.
Obviously your goals are big, so it's keep it, that keeps you focused and you're hungry to make money for your family. But at the end of the day, you don't report to anybody. You can take the week off if you want. It's totally your life, and so it's so cool, man. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, any final tips for people that are just evaluate, like maybe looking to get an insurance or trying to find a place, whatever? Like any tips you could offer new agents out there?
Oh man, there's a lot. I'm still new myself. I'm still learning every single day. I would say do your research on which company you go with. Okay. Um, I jumped into things I was just blinded by all these. Hey, you're gonna be making 250,000. It's super easy. Don't worry about it. Come on. And so do your research on where you're going. Okay. Don't believe all the 200. You're gonna make all this money. It's not the case. You got to work your butt off. That's the truth. Is it as hard as working out in the sun all day long or something? No, it's not. There's a great opportunity. Um, and which is why I value where I'm at now with Summit Life Group. Rich, you told me, hey, yeah, you can make 60, 70 grand. I know I can do that for you. And I was blown away. 60, 70 grand. I was told you can make millions doing this. So I took it as a challenge, like, okay, now I'm going to prove it to Rich. I'm going to do better. Um, but there's so many new things for new agents. Find a good place where you can call home, where they have training, where there's good people, and just listen. The only reason I'm successful is because I'm listening to what you and Rich did. You told me, hey, you want to do well, you got to have leads knocking down your door. You know, I
Yep.
mean, I'm just following the systems that you built, Rich. That's all I'm doing. So I'm just happy to be here. And
Well, you're incredible, Alex, and I want, man, I just want to see you grow and break records, and you know what, you will make millions. But the thing is, I appreciate you highlighting that. You know, people, I always tell people, look, if you make six figures your first year, you're the exception, and you will make. I remember challenging, we were on a training, and you said I will make it, and you will. You know,
oh yeah,
but like to your point, so often, but still, it takes work and effort. You know,
yeah,
you worked 12-hour days and did this and barely slept. I don't know who's willing to do that, you know. So it's not, you know, people, it's all about creating proper expectations. But the thing is, you will you will continue to grow and scale. And man, I just appreciate your hunger to learn. You're so coachable. And it just, and let me just say this. I learn a lot from you. Everybody's learning a lot from you. That's the value of a community of people just trying to learn from each other. So I appreciate all the value that you bring to our community, man. Just keep crushing it, keep the blinders on, and appreciate you coming on here to share this morning.
no man, very humble to be here, Rich. I'm so excited for the future, man. I'm so excited for the future, brother. Thank you very much for having me. I love Summit Life Group, and anyone out there, they should jump right in. Jump right in. You're gonna make a lot of money and change your family's life.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alex, man. Have a great day with your family today.
Thank you, Rich.